Hello everyone, Cindy here with Monarch Mom DIY. Excited to be back here with you today with 5 brand new DIYs using Dollar Tree wall stickers. For DIY number 1, we're going to make a flower border jar using one of these clear cylinder jars from Dollar Tree, as well as this beautiful floral wall sticker. Now, there is that solid kind of peachy color at the top, and I don't want that. I want it to be more of just the flower border. So I am going to fussy cut, leaving just a tiny little edge around that top of the florals. So just take your time, be as, detailed as you want with this, but I think it's going to make for a much more interesting final product. Next, I'm going to wrap the decal around the jar with the backing still on, just to kind of see where I want it to overlap. I'm going to try to trim the two ends of the flower border there so that it's going to be the least obvious that it's the two ends coming together. Then once we have it how we want it, I'm going to start peeling off the backing. I'm going to find there should be a straight line if you look closely on your jar, and you're going to want to line up the end of your sticker basically with that line. I am going to wrap it around, pressing it down as I go, trying to make sure I'm keeping it as straight as possible. Then we'll go ahead and peel the rest of the backing off and then overlap our two ends. Then we'll go back and just kind of press everything down, especially those edges where we cut it at the top. We just want to make sure all of those little leaves and everything are pressed, sticking to the jar. Once we're sure we have everything stuck down, we're going to go a section at a time with our matte finish Mod Podge. We want to put this over the entire jar, not just where the sticker is, but we want to make sure that it's going to keep the wall sticker stuck to our jar. And what I like about the matte finish Mod Podge is it is going to give a little bit of a frosted look to the top part of the jar that is not covered by the wall sticker. So try and keep your Mod Podge as smooth as you can. That is why I am using a foam brush on this, to try to eliminate the look of brush strokes. Now I spray painted my lid white just to go better with the decal, and this was so simple, and I think this is so pretty. You could make a set of these if you find a wall sticker that you really like. You could definitely make a coordinating set. This would be great to even put a gift in and give to a friend. For DIY number 2, we're going to give a makeover to this wood tray with handles that I had in my stash. I found a bunch of gorgeous butterfly wall stickers, and I'm going to use some coordinating paint colors as well. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm choosing to remove the handles from my tray because I am going to spray paint them a color other than black. I wanted to do a color that's going to match more the colors in the wall sticker. Now you can use any sort of tray. You can use even a flat piece of wood or palette, and then add some handles to it if you'd like. You can do rope handles. So don't let the fact that you don't have this exact tray keep you from enjoying this idea. You could even just do it as a wall hanging and not as a tray. So now that we have the handles removed, I am going to smooth it out a little bit. We want it to be nice and smooth for our wall stickers. And then once I have that smoothed out, I am going to use some painter's tape to tape off the frame, and we're going to paint the frame with Pink Cloud. It's a really pretty peach color and it matches beautifully with the butterfly in this wall sticker. Now that we've got our painter's tape all the way around, because I want to leave the base of the tray the whitewashed look, I'm just going to take a small brush and I am going to take this Pink Cloud on the front or the top there of the tray, the inside of the frame, and I'm also going to do the outside of the frame in this color. Once that paint's dry, I'm going to take that same 400 grit sandpaper and just smooth out the paint, blending in any brush strokes that you might see. I did not do a really solid coat because I kind of still wanted to see the wood grain through the paint. Next, I'm going to take my ruler here and I'm just going to find the center of the inside of the tray. Here I measured it at the top and then I realized I'm probably going to want it at the bottom as well. This is going to help me center the butterfly using the body as the center point. So I'm going to mark that center point there at the bottom as well. And then I'm going to start with 1/2 of the butterfly. Be really careful as you're peeling actually any of these. Go slow because even though they feel thick, they can rip pretty easily. So be really careful. And I want to just give a note that at the store I found this butterfly at, there were probably at least 3 or 4 other color schemes of butterflies. So if you love butterflies like I do, have fun, look for all the different butterflies. So here I'm looking at my 2 pencil marks, trying to line this up. I'm just going to set it down, but I'm not actually going to press it down all of the way. These are meant to be removable, so it's not going to stick all the way until you're ready for it to. I'm going to put the other half here and just see that I need to move it slightly, but that's the great thing about these. You can make adjustments before final placement. There's also some really cute little flowers on the sticker sheet here. I'm not going to use all of them, but I am going to place a few of them just to fill in some of the blank space on the tray. Once I have everything in place and I've pressed it down really well, I'm going to take some matte finish Mod Podge, and just like we did on the jar, we're going to use this to seal in our wall sticker, also to seal the surface of our tray. I'm going to do the entire bottom of the tray, and then I'm also going to come up the inside of the frame and do the top of the frame. I chose not to do the outside of the frame, but you could definitely do that if you choose. Once that Mod Podge is completely dry, we're going to put the handles back on to our tray. You can see that I spray painted them a color called Moss Green by Rust-Oleum. It does have a little bit of a satin finish, but I thought this looked really, really nice with the colors in the butterfly wall sticker. And I absolutely love how this turned out. This butterfly decal is gorgeous and it fit perfectly on this tray. I would use this to serve on or even just to hold some things on my dresser. For DIY number 3, we're going to give a wall sticker makeover to this wood box. This one happens to be from Michaels, but you can find these unfinished wood boxes at Walmart, at Hobby Lobby, of course at Michaels. And what I'm going to do first and foremost, because I think it makes painting the box so much quicker and easier, is I'm going to remove all the hardware from the box so that I can easily and quickly paint both halves. I decided I wanted kind of a whitewashed look for these boxes, so you are going to see me spritz some water on them. Just be careful because the water will soak into the wood, so I'm just trying to do a light little bit and just to make my paint spread a little thinner, but you can definitely paint your box whatever color you'd like. I am just going to paint the outside of my box and maybe decorate the inside on another day. Once my box and the paint are dry, I'm going to take that same 400 grit sandpaper, smooth everything out. You could distress the edges if you'd like, but I just want a nice smooth surface for my decals to be adhered to. Now these vintage roses are so pretty. I loved how you got 6 of these large flowers for $1.25. So I am going to, they're all pretty similar, but I am going to put them first on the lid and then I'm going to do a few around the edges as well. I'm going to speed this part up so you can kind of see the process I went through. I started out, I was going to fold the edges around, but then I ended up using my sander to get the edges nice and clean. Once I was done putting the decals on the lid, I did go ahead and put all the hardware back onto the box, the latch on the front, and also the 2 hinges. This box was so much fun to decorate. I will seal all of these in with matte finish Mod Podge as well, but I encourage you grab one of these sheets of the flower stickers and one of these boxes. Really a fun little keepsake box to make. For DIY number 4, we're going to make a hummingbird house, not like a hummingbird feeder, but look at these gorgeous hummingbird wall stickers. I couldn't believe I found this. And then I have this house shaped decor that I found at Dollar Tree as well. Super cute with the bless this house and the jute twine. I am going to heat up the adhesive there and remove the words from this. Now, if you wanted to keep that on the back and just, or on the front, and then do all your decorating on the back, you don't have to take these words off. But at first I was gonna do everything on the front. I am gonna remove these. They do break when you take them off. And I'm also going to remove the jute twine. Once I have everything removed, I am going to sand this lightly, but again, this is going to be the back side of my project, so I'm not too concerned about it. I decided to paint the back of this house with celery. It's going to be the front of my project. Once that's dry, I'm going to smooth out that celery paint, maybe do a little bit of distressing on the edges. We're going to wipe off any excess dust, and then we're going to choose which of these gorgeous hummingbirds we are going to use on our house. I wanted to make sure it was going to fit. I'm also going to use a couple of these wood word stickers that I found at Dollar Tree. Once I found the hummingbird I wanted, again, really carefully because there's some delicate pieces, peel that off, and we're going to stick that right down to the front of our house, pressing it down really well to make sure it's secure. I decided I wanted my project to say hello friend, so I'm going to take some white Waverly chalk paint and a small brush and just delicately paint those words. I'm trying to keep the paint on top and not get it down in all the little spaces of the letters. So we're just going to paint this right on the plastic backing sheet and then let those dry. I wanted to bring out more of the purple in the hummingbird, so I'm going to use this eggplant folk art paint that I have. At first, I just wanted to kind of go around the edges, frame out the house a little bit, but you're going to see I'm going to end up doing a little bit of streaking on the house. Just wanted to give it some more texture and interest, but I love this color, and it matched the purple of these hummingbirds really, really nicely. Once I was happy with the background of the house, I'm going to carefully remove my wood sticker words here from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to start with friend at the bottom. And I couldn't believe how the top part of the D there fit perfectly around the feet. And we're just going to line these up. They are pretty sticky. I did not add any extra glue. We're going to press those down to say hello friend. The last thing I'm going to add to this project is a little bit of moss. This is a larger bag from Walmart, but you could definitely use the brownish like this, or even the greenish reindeer moss from Dollar Tree. I'm going to do a little bit on the front and then more on the actual top of the roof. And here's our finished hummingbird house. I just think these hummingbird wall stickers are stunning. If you are a bird lover or know one, you are going to want to look for this sheet of wall stickers. For our final project today, DIY number 5, we are going to make a metal flower pocket. I love succulents, especially being from Arizona. I am going to, first of all, take this little metal pocket from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to use that same nice light sage green color called celery. I'm going to paint the entire pocket on the front and the back. Look at all these beautiful succulents. There's some really big ones on here. I didn't want just one sticker to cover the whole thing, so I'm gonna start with these purple and pink ones. I thought that contrasted the green really nicely. Pressing it down and trying to get it to fold around the corners. I think I will end up trimming a little bit of that back there. You could stop here, but I decided I wanted to add a few more of the small ones as well. And again, once we had everything in place, I am going to do the matte finish Mod Podge. First of all, over the stickers, paying special attention to the edges. And we're going to do this over the entire front, sides, and back of this metal pocket. We want to make sure that the paint doesn't chip off and that everything stays nice and adhered. I think here you're gonna see that there's one little side piece right there that doesn't wanna stay down, so I am going to trim that off and continue Mod Podging the entire pocket. And once that was dry, I'm just going to take some various Dollar Tree florals that I have in the colors that are in the succulents. I think this is so pretty. What a sweet little gift that you could make, or a nice decor for small spaces. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you were inspired by these ideas using the Dollar Tree wall stickers. Please let me know in the comments which of these projects was your favorite, and here are some further videos that you can watch and enjoy. Thanks so much, take care, and we'll see you next time.